Howdy, everyone. Welcome to Tilson Live. It is Tuesday. It's 2 o'clock. We are live on YouTube and live on Facebook, coming at you as we do each and every single Tuesday to talk about all things building a custom home on your land. I'm Eric Allard, part of the fourth generation of the Tilson family. It's over here. Here it is. Here it is. The mirrors messed with me. Part of the fourth generation of the Tilson family, here to talk about all things building on your land with the best, the brightest, all that there ever has been about Tilson Homes, customer experience, marketing, everything that you see out there in the interverse, showing you all the things, the websites, the videos, man, just all the stuff that you see. The one and only Dawn Dantzler. Howdy, Dawn.
Hey, Eric. How's it going?
It's going great. It is going wonderful. The heat is on. It is warm. So we might be past the rain, maybe. I think we got like 20 inches in the month of May or 25 inches, depending on where you were. So
that was plenty.
Was a thing. Had an effect on some construction. I think it had an effect.
It did. Especially with the unwelcome friends that it brought with it. Like, we did not need the tornadoes and the hail, and like we just wanted the water.
Oh, I thought you meant the mosquitoes. My bad.
Well, those are later.
Oh, yes.
Those are when the water sits there, doesn't go anywhere.
Nesting as we speak.
Yes.
They can't wait to launch themselves at the most inopportune time. Probably your kid's Little League game. That's going to happen. So, folks, jump in.
Water, spread it out.
Yeah. Nothing, don't hold water. All right. So jump in. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you are in. We want to hear from you. That's the whole point we do this show, is to answer your questions about anything that has to do with building a custom home on your land. So if you got questions about design, if you got questions about customization, you got questions about construction, you got questions about financing, how does that work? Is it a construction loan? What is EasyBuy? What about zero money down VA? Any of those kind of questions? Ask us. That's what we're here for. If you got questions about warranty, what happens after the home is built and you've moved in and you notice something, we can answer those questions too. We want to talk about anything you need to know about building a home on your land. Site preparation is a big one. Do you want to talk about clearing? You want to talk about culverts, driveways, septic systems, water wells? Where do I get a water meter? How do I handle an ag exemption on the property? All that stuff we can help walk you through right here, right now for the next hour. That's why we're here. So jump in. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you are in. And Dawn is going to tell us what in the world we are talking about today besides just my jaw flapping.
So today we're going to talk about one of our most popular plans. It's not actually a model, but it is one that is, very popular with our customers, the San Antonio. So it is also our smallest plan that isn't called the Casita, but it is a good plan, super efficient, and very excited to show you guys because it's perfect for a guest house. It's perfect for empty nesters. It's a perfect starter plan. It's just very well designed by our drafting team that it packs a lot of functionality into that little 1,200 square foot footprint. So wanted to share it and kind of talk about one.
Yeah, it's really funny because I don't think of Tilson as building the 1,200 square foot houses, but really, that's all most people really need. Quite honestly, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Place for the family to hang out, and then 10 acres of beautiful property, right? But that's actually kind of where we cut our teeth. Like for the first 65, 70 years we existed, 1,200 to 1,800 square feet was, or actually 1,000 to 1,800 square feet was pretty much our wheelhouse. We had a plan for years and years called the Space Master. It was 1,051 square feet, which, by the way, happens to be the exact same size as the Fredericksburg bonus room today. So that we had a whole series of those called the Hedge Master back in the day, back in the 50s and 60s.
The Hedge Master?
The Hedge Master series. Let me tell. Hold on. Here's a little Tilson go back machine. You said you want some time to fill. I got you. All right. So the Hedge Master series, perfect rectangles. Okay, they were rectangular shaped houses. So we have some that did make some evolutions. One was called the Jamestown. You probably heard of that one.
I know that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So the Space Master, they're all something Master, Hedge Master series, a Space Master, and this because Tilson's a space city, right? I mean, Houston's a space city. That's where we were. We were only in Houston at the time. And supposedly we put somebody on the moon. Depends on who you ask. But the different topic for a different day. No comments about that. I'm not getting into the conspiracy theories here. That's not why we're here, but they're fun. Anyway, so the Hedge Master series, perfect rectangles. Mm-hmm. And even back then, we were concerned with and made a priority of proper drainage around your foundation. Okay, so we would build them like that. And this was back before there was permitting. There was no such thing as the TCEQ, Tilson Commission, Texas Commission of Environmental Quality didn't exist yet. TNRCC didn't exist yet. Their forerunner, what I affectionately refer to as train wreck, but that was not what it was called. It was Texas Natural Renewable something Commission.
Some.
Yeah, but they kept calling them train wreck, so they changed their name to TCEQ because they didn't like being made fun of. They didn't like being bullied. So, not because we didn't stop bullying, they just changed their name.
Hey, the state I'm from named their standardized testing at the end of the year. The acronym is SOLs.
Oh no! Come on.
Yes.
Somebody knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing,
and so did all the kids who had to take them.
They did. So on the Hedge Master series, we at the time we would do our own septic systems because you didn't have to have, there wasn't licensing for it, you didn't need permitting for it, and we knew how to, as long as the earth was turning, we knew how to make water go downhill. Okay, gravity is a real thing, and so we would stub the septic out the side, put the tank there, and we would actually run field line. You can't see, run field line around the perimeter of that home so that the moisture distribution was the same all the way around. So your gravel field line was going around your house, and you had constant moisture distribution. And I can take you to some of those houses still standing today in and around Houston, Texas. So anyway, the Hedge Master
strategy.
Series. All that to say, we know how to build small houses if you want to. And for a lot of people, that's all they need, right? So the San Antonio is just that. It fills a great need, like Don was saying. So we're going to take a tour of one of those. And we'll get there in a minute. I'll say what's the cool part about it. But we'll get there. We'll get there. But anyway, in the meantime, we got folks joining us. Who's joining? Jump in. Tell us where you're watching from, where you're building, what part of the process you're in. And any questions, of course, you have. We will answer them.
Absolutely. We've got First Man coming over from YouTube. Hello, we're the farmhouse guys you met in Angleton. We're finalizing our Arlington modifications. Might have one of the biggest pantries you've built. I can show you a pantry that rival. Then meet with the designer after that. Yeah, that's
beautiful.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
We've got Scott Wells saying we can get things done as soon as it quits storming. We're still not past it.
I know, man. I thought about you the other day, Scott. I drove through Palestine on the way to Tyler, and just utter devastation from really all the Trinity River all the way up to Tyler. Like it's just nonstop. Trees down everywhere, power lines down. Like it was an absolute wild trip. Crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Lisa and Christian Sumner here. We spent last week in our brand new Magnolia and Bridlegate Ranch in Bandera. Thank you to Daniel for a quality home build and excellent communication throughout the process. We love it. Awesome. I'm so glad to hear that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing that. I really appreciate that, Christian. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks for trusting us too.
We've got Rhonda who says she is building in Texas. So you are in the right place.
Let's go.
Let's go. And then First Man has a weird question about securing the property during construction. We have a gate, but we see stories of squatters coming into almost finished homes and claiming it as theirs, vandalism, being rural.
All right. So the way we do it, and obviously, if you have a gate and have a lock on that gate, we will actually lock to your lock. So I don't want your combination. I don't want any of our trays to have your combination. You have a lock on your gate. We lock our lock to your lock, so that when we're done, our lock goes away, and you go on down the road, and you can change the combination, do whatever you want to do on yours. But I don't want your combination. Don't give it out as a matter of convenience to anybody ever. Even to Dawn, she looks very trustworthy. Ask questions, trust but verify.
Oh, I can get into some mischief
for sure. So that's first layer of defense, right? Secondly, we will start locking the house typically. After the sheetrock goes up, we start locking it. Inevitably, there'll be a window left open or something like that. But yeah, it's a thing. So as far as I know, find some fake.
Knock on everything. Everybody else knock on every wood piece.
Found a baseball bat. You hear it? That's a Mike Scott broken baseball bat from the old school '80s Houston Astros. Not to brag or name drop, but the joke's on you. He was a pitcher, so why do you have a broken bat? I don't know, but that's what my dad found. Okay, look, the beautiful part of the way our business model works is we don't get paid until the house is finished and when you close. So if someone did happen to move in, which I said, as far as I know, has never happened. If someone did happen to do that, we wouldn't just have you and your local law enforcement helping that. You would have the full working power of Tilson's legal team going to bat for you because we can't close until they leave. And that's a problem if they're standing between us and getting paid for the job that we did. Plus, we have some lien law in place that does help prevent that. So Tilson will have a builders and mechanics lien contract on the property during construction to protect us and to protect you. Same thing. That is an added layer of protection that clearly shows that you've only given a select person access to that property, and it's documented right here in this document that you signed. It was notarized and recorded at the courthouse. So that's who has legal authority to be on that property. That's us and any of our subcontractors and suppliers, not anybody else. So that will help. I'm not an attorney, but that trust me, that will help. And the last thing is vandalism. We have seen vandalism before. That has happened. We go out, we tear it out, and we redo it. I mean, that's just part of it. We have builder's risk insurance that we carry. We don't require the customer to carry it. A lot of builders do. But Tilson has its own builder's risk insurance that we carry on every single house under construction so that if something like that happened, or like a true catastrophe, right? Hurricane, fire, whatever, we can get made whole by the material that's out there. And you're not out anything because you don't close till the house is finished. So it's an inconvenience from a time perspective for the customer, but monetarily it doesn't affect you in any way. It does hurt the heart, right? You can't unsee what you've seen sometimes, but unfortunately, there are evil people in the world. It is not something that we come across very often at all. Most of the places where our customers are building, they're just neighbors wanting to be good neighbors. They want to help out. They want to, they got to live there with you for a long time, so they kind of figure out. They know, and typically you'll find they know who should and shouldn't be on the road. They know who should and shouldn't be on the county road. They know who should and shouldn't be. If you don't believe me, ask them. They'll tell you. So,
well, I'm remembering when we were shooting TV commercials back in the day on one of our customers' property, and how many people we had stop and drive up on the property and ask us who we were and what we were doing there and do you belong here. So good neighbors help too.
Yeah. So that's it. I mean, it's not something that the squatter one is not something you need to worry about. Again, we will start locking the house up. Do hold your superintendent accountable if it's something that's very important to you at the pre-construction meeting you have with him or her. Do not hesitate to say, hey, look, it's really, really important to us that this house be locked up at the sheetrock stage, like Eric said. And so I'm gonna really be kind of holding you accountable to that. If you'll help me hold your trades accountable to that. And that's a very respectful way to say, let's do what we're supposed to be doing. So that's, again, I would not let that keep you up at night. I'd worry more about property taxes and how the state's going to take money from you than I would worry about squatters moving into your house.
I'll also say on that with us locking it up during construction, you will have a copy of that key. So if you will be able to still get into the home. If you lose that key, please don't leave a window unlocked so you can get in. Just tell us, we will get you another key because we are locking it up to make sure that everything is safe. And so you don't need a different access point because I have heard stories about that we have customers who would leave a window unlocked because they lost their key and didn't want to tell us. We will get you another key. It's okay.
And another layer, if you're worried about it, is game cams. It's something, it doesn't have to be on the house necessarily. In fact, I would recommend it not because it's probably get torn up or painted over or something like that, anywhere near that. But at the gate, particularly if you have one real good point of entry, it's pretty easy to hide a game cam. The subscriptions are cheap. If you want to have it go to your cell phone live, $9 a month is what I paid for one, and they're pretty reliable. So
because the sooner you act, if you know that there's somebody on the property, the sooner you act, the easier it is to get them removed. So.
But my guess is you probably don't have power or water in that because it's a very uncomfortable house for the get-go.
Yeah, it's really not that appealing too. Yeah, construction site's really not that comfortable. So especially one way out in the middle of nowhere that they had to really work to get to. So it's more of an inner city kind of issue, I think.
That's the high road way you take care of squatters. Maybe I'll do a podcast another time about other ways.
Under a different brand. We've got Misty.
High road. We're taking the high road.
Yes. She's coming in from Mansfield, building the San Jacinto XL in Hood County. Her septic is going in today and the tile work is almost done. That's awesome.
Very cool. Thanks for sharing, Misty.
We got Rhonda. She's coming from Harrison County.
Oh,
And
okay.
she says all she needs to do is get her own property, and she can also do the Dallas area. I recommend the further away from Dallas as possible. But yeah,
Why is that, Dawn?
just cities have a lot of rules that aren't necessarily make sense.
Right. Let's just say that they're
They
not in
make sense to
alignment.
someone, but not someone in the industry.
Right.
Politicians are not really great with building code. Like,
Right.
it's not their specialty.
No.
We got Cindy. She's going to be building a rock wall in Grayson County. So that's a
Very
good area, like around Dallas. You could go.
Awesome
You
spot.
could go there. We like that spot. We've got Denise. Good afternoon from Pearland. Oh, yay, you've got pears. Yay. Had a pre-site meeting with Juan out of the spring office, and he confirmed our build site was good. So now on to clearing the trees.
Here we go.
We've got Cornelia. She met with Ross last week. It's a lot of work, but I'm ready for the challenge.
Oh,
Well,
you
we
got
are going to
this.
help you all along the way.
Yeah.
So, and definitely worth it. Alicia is saying we are in Lindale and just started looking at plans. We love the Lone Star. Yeah, the Lone Star is very pretty.
And so is Lindale, Texas. I drove through there just Friday. It was awesome. Gorgeous spot.
And we've got Jason saying, hey, y'all. Hey, Jason.
up,
Good to
Jason?
see you again.
Welcome back.
Let's see. Misty's got some advice on squatters. If you fear squatters and such, you can always put the game camera out at the site and record everything. So another recommendation on that.
If you keep the batteries changed out, that's
Yes.
sometimes Eric gets a little lazy on the battery shenanigans.
We've got Joe still hoping to build my custom Shiloh in Poolville, and I am told it can still be built even if discontinued from the site. Yes, that is the loophole in our system. We are a custom builder, guys. So all that means, if you hear that a plan is discontinued, it just means we're not maintaining pricing on it anymore.
Think of it as like the McDonald's or Starbucks secret menu. That's kind of what it is.
There you go. That's what we should call them now.
That's the secret menu.
Instead of discontinued or retired, they are now on the secret menu. It just means our folks are going to have to take a little bit longer to do pricing, just because there's a lot involved on the back end of our system for maintaining pricing in all 130 counties that we build in. So there are, from time to time we pull plans and.
Well, I'm talking about for a second, code changes, right? So sometimes the way some plans are built and designed, I'm not saying the Shiloh is or isn't, I don't remember offhand exactly, but there are some times where the code changes such that it actually, okay, we can't do the island this way anymore, which kind of was the whole heart and soul of whatever plan, not the Shiloh, and say, well, okay, well then for now, let's just retire it instead of redesigning the entire thing around a code issue. We have another plan about the same size already that sells well and seems to service all the customers how they want it. Go from there. But a lot of that stuff, they get caught up in code window sizes, window distances, different things like that. As the code changes, it just the plans they have a shelf life. Some longer than others.
Absolutely, but yeah, if there's one that you have fallen in love with, yeah, absolutely, bring it back up. We can probably make it work. We got Belinda saying hi from Crier Creek in Navarro County.
Oh, hey, beautiful.
We got Eric saying greetings from Beaumont, Texas. Hey, Eric.
Hello, Eric.
And our Eric, Misty has a tip. She says they have solar-powered game cameras, and that's what they have. Able to tell when the wind blows the porta potty over during the storms. Oh,
they do. Yeah, that's what I found. Fun. I found the solar-powered ones. They make great roosting places for birds. in my experience. But yes, the wind will blow, and sometimes when there's a lot of wind, then you eat up your entire SD card in trees doing this. Or spider or whatever. Good times. All right. Well, nice. So we got help. Folks, continue to drop your questions, comments into the chat. We'll talk about all things building on your land, site preparation, customization, financing, construction, whatever you want to know. We will talk about it. But we do want to take a look at this plan because it does check a lot of boxes, and that's why we want to take a look at it. So without further ado, let's go see the San Antonio.
Misty says she hasn't had issues with birds, but it's probably because in her neck of the woods it's been raining so much they just blow away.
They quit. Oh, we have another.
They gave up.
We have another derelict Alarid that joined. That's good.
We do. We have the Alarid we don't speak about as much. Hey, Andy, how's it going?
Hello, Andy.
He's in San Antonio barely. What does that mean?
I don't know what barely means. Like, are you you have low blood pressure?
Are they kicking you out? Like,
that might be. That's highly likely. That restraining order gets you every time. They're typically temporary, Andy. Hang in there.
Andy's not going to talk to us anymore.
Oh, yes, he will. He's taken much worse than that. All right. Let's talk about this.
All right. So the San Antonio, we have 4 pre-designed elevations for it, starting with the more traditional elevation A, which is the standard hip design. It's going to be all brick on the front. And then we also have elevation B, which is the brick gable. So it's got a little bit more interest going on the front. Then we have elevation C, which is our farmhouse. And elevation D is our craftsman. And these are going to be the San Antonio is part of what we call our heritage series. So these are going to be the standard elevations and the letters that they correspond with in all of those plans that you will see. So those are our options. The customer home that we're going to look at, they went with the farmhouse elevation. So they went with that C elevation. That is a great little house. I think if I were going to build this house, this is what I would build because I am in love with a great front porch. And this has a very, particularly for the size of the home, it is a very big, nice front porch that you've got going there. And it's going to be your board and batten, exterior, typical farmhouse.
Yep, I like the shed roof on the porch there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real nice, very quintessential farmhouse look.
Yeah, very much. And then you've got your rough sawn wood accents and all of that. So here's the floor plan. And again, our drafting team just really did an amazing job on this because there is zero wasted space. So incredibly efficient. So like I said, you've got that big front covered porch. It is a true split bedroom design. So your master suite is off to one side with your other bedrooms off to the opposite side. So everybody has privacy, very minimal hallways, just enough, again, to ensure privacy that you don't have any entrances to bedrooms off of that main family room space because you are coming straight in. To the family room, and we've got a good old eat-in country kitchen. So your kitchen and your dining area are combined, and you actually have a very sizable pantry in this one. It is a walk-in pantry, which is unbelievable for a house this size because we are just at 1,200 square feet. And then you've got that nice peninsula there that actually has the eat up bar there that you can put a couple bar stools at, and just very, very efficient, well designed, good cooking kitchen.
Yeah, and reiterate one more time the no wasted space. It's and when you're in this size house, it's really, really important. But still getting a walk-in closet, walk-in pantry. I mean, that's unheard of in a 1,200 square foot house. We have had customers that convert this to a 2-bedroom home, so that is also possible if you want to do that, or leave it just like it is and just make this one the study and go on about your business. But
yeah, and even those closets in the secondary bedrooms are very large. Like it's great. This is a great designed plan. Like I really think, and I think that's why it's so popular. That it is just very. There is no wasted space and still lots of storage space.
Yep, love it.
And these customers agreed. They actually changed nothing on the house. So they didn't use, even though we do have pre-designed custom options, they didn't have a need for that. So the only change that you were going to see in this house is they did luxury vinyl plank throughout. Everything else is exactly as the house was designed. So this is the exterior front, and you can see, that great porch area, the rough sawn accents. You've got your board and batten, and I actually like this color because it's a good gray. It's not the typical white farmhouse. It's got a little bit more interest for it, and that little bit of pop of color on the front door. Just beautiful house.
It looks really sharp. They did a great job. That's my favorite part over here, but we won't.
Yeah. I love it when you have a house and the garage space is actually a little bit
exactly. Oh, cute! You built a house to go with alongside your building. I love it.
Yeah,
I agree.
Cute.
As it should be.
Yes. So here's that family room, and it is connected right to the kitchen. So got multiple angles to show you, but this is actually a very large space. It's a 17, I believe it's 17 by 14. So very large family room, plenty of space. And this house is actually used as a guest house. So you'll see they actually put some extra beds in some of the bedrooms so they fit a lot of use into the space. And that family room is open right into the kitchen, and you can see that that bar space is big enough for 3 bar stools, and they fit very comfortably there. So just a great space.
And they wouldn't have someone commission a painting of Llano. That's Llano, Texas for sure. That's the Bay of Llano, no doubt about it.
Very nice. And here is that kitchen. So you can see very good use of space, plenty of counter space. You've got the microwave right over that oven space, large refrigerator space, lots of cabinets, lots of storage space in here. And then, like I said, it's good country kitchen where you just throw the kitchen table in the middle there, and that's your dining space.
Yeah, and with all of our Heritage Series, this is one of you get 9-foot ceilings, minimum
Mhm.
standard throughout the home, 42-inch upper cabinets, standard throughout the home. Your microwave, these are standard appliances, so stainless steel appliances, microwave upper hood. That's why this cabinet goes all the way to the top because our hoods do vent all the way out of the
Yep.
home. So this is like Don was saying, they did not make any changes apart from the luxury vinyl plank in this house.
Mhm.
Stainless steel undermount sink. That's going to be standard in any of our homes. So yeah, just a great way to show, besides just a model home, that yeah, you can do everything standard of the standard plan and be very well taken care of.
Yeah. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous house.
Yeah.
Let's see. And then this is the master bedroom. So very sizable bed, good space, good windows to look out onto the back onto your property, and just a nice space. And it's got its own, attached bathroom to it. So
Yeah. Ceiling fans in every bedroom.
mhm.
Standard.
And then this is that master bathroom. It is going to come like this with a single sink, and then we do have the option. It's easy to make this dual sinks if you like that. Personally, I prefer this because it gives you more counter space to store your stuff, because I have a lot of stuff. But if you're like Eric and you don't have as much stuff, maybe you want
Just
separate
hair product.
sinks.
Just hair product.
And it's going to come with a tub shower combo, but we do have the option if you want to do just a walk-in shower, because we know it's always about a 50-50 split on whether people want a tub in the master bathroom.
That's right.
And then you can see the door there to your the private room.
Yeah, the walk-in closet again.
Walk-in closet.
Unheard of in a house this size.
Mm-hmm.
Our drafting team knocked it out as always.
Yeah. And then these are the two other bedrooms that are on the opposite side of the house. And like I said, they're using this as a guest house, so they have definitely maximized putting in the space. But these rooms are big enough that they have a full bed and a twin bed in both of those bedrooms, and it's still a very comfortable space. So great layout, and they share that hall bath.
Yep.
And then that is the hall bath. So very similar to the master bedroom. So you've got your one sink. And I love that window that you're pointing at. That just brings in some extra light, but you don't have to worry about privacy with it. But you've got the light coming in.
But still, even in secondary bathrooms at Tilson homes, you're going to get granite countertops, undermount sinks. We're still using the Delta plumbing fixtures, elongated commodes. So I mean, what most builders require to be upgrades, we do standard in every single house that we build. 1,200 or 3,200 square feet. You're getting really good standard package.
And then all these towel bars and everything that you're seeing, we actually, if you watch any of our construction videos, you'll see we actually block for all of those fixtures. So you could literally hang on that fixture. It is not coming down. And that's everywhere you see us attaching anything to a wall, we have blocked in the framing behind it, which I think is just a great touch if you've been in any of the apartments or houses where you pull too hard on the toilet paper thing and it comes out of the wall.
Yes. It is an awkward feeling at your friend's house. Now what do we do?
Very much so. And then this is the back of the house. And again, like we said, they made absolutely no changes. So you do get that space back there for the uncovered back porch. And yeah, just a great little efficient house. I just love it.
Yeah, and so I think that they added I don't know if this is flat work or uncovered patio. I think it's flat work there because it's a different shade than the rest of the slab. But yeah,
okay.
They did add that. But yeah, I mean the house is, you can tell, spray foam. I bet this house. I'd love to know what their electric bill on it, because I bet it's whatever the minimum the electric company charges. That's probably what it is. So
yeah.
But yeah, very very cool, and just a neat, versatile plan.
Yeah. Well, we do have some questions before we start talking about the custom options that are available. Let's check in on everybody. Let's see. We've got Edward. He is asking, can I use my property for collateral to build a house with y'all?
How does that work, Dawn?
So yes, Edward, the way it's going to work with our EasyBuy program, what we are looking for is for you to have 10% equity in the final value of your home. So that's going to be the cost of the house that you're building plus the value of the land. So in most cases, particularly if you already own the property, you're going to meet that 10% equity without any problem at all. So all we're looking at, so if it's, a $400,000 house and you have a $50,000 property, it's going to be, you're fine, because that's going to meet your minimum equity requirement. You just have to have that 10%. So that's how it works for us. If you do not own the property outright, that's okay too. You would just continue making the payments on your land throughout. And if there is any gap in that 10%, we would just be looking for a deposit to make up the difference, or for you to pay off if you've still got that land loan, to go ahead and pay into that, so you're not continuing to accrue interest on that amount. But yeah, it's definitely an option to use your property. Then we've got Hope saying, hey, it's Hope Martin from Katy. We're planning to build on our land in Colorado County. Can I use VA financing? How does that work, Eric?
You absolutely can, Hope. Yeah. So we've done it both ways. You can do it with the EasyBuy program. We can also do a one-time close VA program that we do. Again, you own the land, so or you certainly have money into it. So you wouldn't need to do the 100% VA. I know that sounds a little bit convoluted, but as long as you qualify for our EasyBuy, which you likely would with land in Colorado County, you effectively are doing 100% financing, because you're not borrowing. You're borrowing all the money for the house. You don't have to borrow money for land. You own land. So that 100% VA financing that is touted and we'll talk about, that's for someone who probably doesn't own land yet. It's really who it's designed for in the custom building space. In the resale space, it is exactly what it says it is. You walk into a house that's for sale in a subdivision and you finance 100% of that. You don't put any money down. You're not going to put any money down on this new home either, but you might. I'm just telling you to investigate. And fortunately, Wagon Hill Home Loans, our partner, has all the programs, and we'll walk you through. We'll present all of them to you and say, which one do you want? Here's what this one's going to cost. Here's what this one costs. Here's about the payment. You tell us which one you want. We carry all of them, and then make a hill of beans which one you choose from that standpoint. Choose what's best for you and your budget and your family. All that being said, though, a lot of times, if we have found that our customers, even our veterans that own their land, they can actually get a better deal with a conventional loan, because the fees that are associated with VA loans. So certainly investigate it. If that's the route that is being best for you, by all means take it. But I would at least request that you go into that process with an open mind, that there might be a more financially sound option for you that saves you a little bit of money. So, but the house doesn't change at all. Our standard homes meet all the VA requirements. So there's no issues there. We don't have to add anything to the houses. Some builders do. They have to add some things to the houses to make them compliant with VA. We do not. We mean all the energy standards, all that kind of good stuff. So from that standpoint, it's truly just whatever loan works best for you, Hope.
Okay, perfect. We got David saying, hey, David, how's it going?
What's up, Mr. Viviano?
We've got Scott. He's sharing, I'm glad you stated last week that we are partners. As a life coach, here's a relevant quote. You should always do your duty. You can never do more. You should never wish to do less. Robert E. Lee.
Oh, I agree.
I like that.
You should never wish to do less.
Yeah. We got Farron. He is asking, with your EasyBuy program, are there 2 qualification periods, one in the beginning and then one before you close? Like, what do we do over the course of the year if things change while it's being built? Or if we wanted to buy some cool furniture or something like that for the new house, we don't want to do anything that would affect our final closing. Cash only, or any other suggestions?
Great question, Farron. That's an awesome question. So, and yes, technically there are on the EasyBuy. There's 2 qualification periods. It's not nearly as big a deal as it was in the post-COVID years of 2021, 2022, where resources were scarce and build times were stretching out 12, 18, 20 months. That's not the case anymore. We're able to keep all this now in pretty well under a 12-month time period, with a few exceptions. So with that being the case, all they're re-looking at, though, is they're making sure that you haven't done something you just, are you still employed where you said you were employed, or at least somewhere where you're making the same amount of money? Did someone retire in the meantime? Don't do that. Don't retire. Don't leverage a bunch of debt. Don't buy a new car, all that kind of stuff. And on the furniture, there's always a furniture sale. Like I don't think you can go a weekend without having some, store closing furniture sale somewhere. It's unbelievable to me. There has to be 800% margin in those things, because they're like, 80% off furniture. It's like, how much money is in this furniture? So there's always going to be a sale. Don't get booked into that. But if you are going to get into something you absolutely have to have, and it's one of a kind, pay cash for it. In all things, check with your lender. Call the loan officer. Hey, here's what's happening. Here's an opportunity that came up. Here's some something we're looking at doing, and they will tell you whether or not it's going to do something detrimental. They can look at what program that they've qualified you for, and in less than a day, they can say, hey, yeah, no, you're good to go get it, no problem, or yeah, do not do it. And they will make you fully aware of that, and they can answer that question, especially Wagon Hill. They can do that.
Okay,
that's my advice.
Awesome. All right, we've got Tessie saying we just signed off on construction design for our Barton Springs and preparing for POA approval in Kerr County. Awesome.
Oh, buckle up. We love us a good architectural control committee.
We found they also are not really good at writing rules. But we try to follow them. We got Rhonda. So land paid for before you build. Not necessarily, Rhonda. What we're just looking for is for you to have some equity in it, or for our EasyBuy program. We do also have programs with Wagon Hill. I know you said that you were still looking for land. They do have a loan product where you can actually buy the land and the home at the same time. So it just depends upon what type of financing you were using. For people who already own land, we talk about our EasyBuy program because it is exclusive to Tilson, and it's something you're not going to find with any other builder. All the other builders are going to ask you to get some type of construction loan product, which if you don't own your land already and you need that, is a great option for you. So that's probably what you would be looking at, is some kind of arrangement where you could do the land and the house at the same time. So not necessarily, but just for our EasyBuy program, we would want you to have equity in the land. And then Denise is asking, do you use the county appraised value for the land?
Great question. And the answer is no.
That is yeah.
We do not. So, and the appraisal that we do has no effect on your county appraisal. Further than that. So, and actually we don't do the appraisal. So we don't do any appraisal. So we give all the paperwork to a lender, Wagon Hill Home Loans, somebody. That lender orders the appraisal. So they send it up to, there's an acronym for it, I'm not going to get into, but basically they send it up to a cloud. Okay. And that cloud sends it out to an actual appraiser. The lender can't necessarily hand select the appraiser. And they, but we do, and
that's for your protection, so that the value that you're getting is a true value.
Yep. So that appraiser goes out and they appraise that house as what's called an as-built appraisal. So as if it were built today and sitting there for sale, what it would sell for. So they collect comps or comparable sales from the area. So it needs to be a house, at least somewhat similar size, somewhat similar quality that has closed in the last 6 months. So that's where that appraisal is. It's truly not what's listed, what's sold, what actually sold and closed. Because in the words of my father, something is worth whatever someone's willing to pay for it.
Exactly.
When he was arguing about the value of my baseball cards, and that kind of cut me.
But that is the true definition of market value. If someone is not willing to buy it for the amount of money you say it's worth, it's not worth that.
Whatever. My King of Junior rookie cards are worth probably millions. Yeah. Probably.
Look, sentimental value is a whole different issue. Yeah,
true. Anyway, so it's done by an actual certified appraiser, and given that, and then there's adjustments they do. It's on what's called a promulgated form, or a HUD. The Housing Urban Development has a form. They're every appraisal looks the same, like they are filled out with the same spaces and blanks and data and all that kind of stuff. So.
Yeah, that's why one of when you're like choosing property tips is to kind of look and see if the other homes that are built in the area that are selling are similar to what you want to build, because that's going to help you get a good value on the home as well as the land.
And some counties, Denise, I don't know if Washington's one. I think it's Washington County's rebuilding. I don't know if they're one of them, but there are some counties that will send you this very official looking document with like the county seal at the top of it. Asking you to fill out this form about, what you and your builder agreed to when you paid for the home. You ain't got to fill any of that out. You don't give them anything. So they will send out a tax assessor appraiser to appraise it. Don't do their job for them.
Certainly trying to get you to tell on yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. So don't do that. That was a really dirty thing that some counties were doing. I know they were doing it because I got one once upon a time. So I don't know if they're still doing it or not. I'm reading it. Looks all official and has the tax.
I think you mispronounced lazy.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah. Eric's seconding me. He's like, "Don't do it."
Yeah, don't do it. Don't tell on yourself. No. Let them figure out what it's worth.
Yeah, that was weird.
And Scott's saying he paid for his upfront appraisal
Oh, yeah.
yesterday. So,
Yeah, so you'll pay. That's a great point, Scott. Thanks for sharing that.
Mhm.
Denise, you'll actually pay as part of the application fee to the lender. That's really actually all it's for.
Mhm.
Usually for the appraisal, and I think the commercial credit report is what that application fee is for.
Yeah, and the other good thing about that process is that we're doing this before we even start building your house. So it's not going to be before any work is physically done to build the house. You're going to know exactly what it is appraising for, so that you're not going to have any surprises. So if for some reason it's off, you're going to know, and we can make whatever adjustments we need to make before we start building. So you know that you're actually building something that's going to be able to be financed.
Yeah, and then upon completion, that appraiser is going to go out there and just do a verification. In other words, did they build what they said they're going to build? Right.
Yep.
But that's the only, before closing, they're going to do that and just double check and make sure that we built what we said we were going to build, and go on down the road.
You guys are asking great questions
These
today.
are great questions.
Lots of smart questions. I love it.
They're smart people. That's why they're watching our show, because they're smart.
Clearly. Let's see. Denise is saying wishful thinking. Washington County has our lot appraised at half what we paid. I'm sure next year will be different. Shh! Don't tell on yourself.
Yeah. Shh. I don't know nothing. I don't know anything.
Yeah.
I don't answer questions.
Yeah, just enjoy the taxes for what they are, and just you don't know what's happening. I don't know. Yeah.
All right. So custom op, guys, keep asking those questions. Drop them in the chat. Any questions at all you have about this process, about the financing, about taxes and ag exemptions and all that kind of good stuff, we can help you with that. We are not CPAs. We are not accountants. We are not your account. We're not financial advisors. We're not lawyers. What else would you claim? We're not. I think that's about it.
We're talking from personal experience and knowledge. It might not.
Yeah.
Could be different. All circumstances are different.
Yeah, could be. Or it could be,
Probably not, but legal obligation disclaimer. So Adam still lets us do these shows.
That's good.
So custom options. Like the vast majority of our plans, we have done some pre-designed options of things that we know that customers like to add. And these are you'll see a lot of the same options, across our portfolio of plans. The first most frequently asked for thing is how do I add a garage? Because even though about half of our homeowners have already gotten some type of situation, like Eric, pointed out, they've got a detached building that they want to keep their vehicles and their other toys in. We do have, a good half of them that want to add a garage. So we usually design at least 2 or 3 options for adding a garage, and you can play with these right on our website. So the San Antonio is no different in that. So we've got the standard front load garage option. Then we also have a side load garage because we do, see situations where, somebody talked about their POA, HOAs, architectural approval committees, whatever they want to call it where you live. They sometimes have opinions on which direction your garage bays should face. So we always make sure that we also have a side load option. And then we typically will offer that in 2 locations. So this one is right where that first front load that I showed you was. So right off of that master suite. But if you wanted it on the other side of the home, you've got that option as well. So it just adds in a hallway and puts the garage over on the other side. So you're coming in from that side of the house. We're also, generally speaking, going to have a second kitchen layout just to give everybody a little bit of a different view. So this one does take away that island, but it gives you what a lot of people like of, being able to have that kitchen sink at a window is a very, very popular thing to do. So this gives you that view. We're also usually going to have a second master bedroom layout. So this moves that bedroom from being at the back of the home to being at the front of the home. This is usually an adjustment, based on if your view of the property is one way or another, and you really want that view when you get up in the morning to be a particular thing, you might want to switch that around. And then, we're going to have some different, more interesting ceiling treatments for you. So this one is a sloped ceiling. And then we also have the stepped ceiling option. So just so you have a little bit more height in that bedroom. We're also generally going to design at least one change to the master bathroom, because this is a place where we see people do make changes. So in this one, we've got a full alternate layout. So it's giving you that separating out the tub from the shower. So you've got it separately. You've got the walk-in shower with a separate tub, and then you do end up with a bigger walk-in closet on that option. And then we also have the soaking tub option without the separate shower. So just a bigger tub there. And then we have the reverse. So just the walk-in shower. So lots of different changes that you can make that we see, kind of like I was saying before, it's generally about 50-50 whether our customers want a tub in the bathroom. So just giving you multiple options there. On that family room, you also have a couple of options on the ceilings. You can do both that sloped ceiling and that stepped ceiling. And then if you wanted it to be a little bit bigger, you can also add bedroom 4. So just giving you a little bit more space there. We also usually have a recommended fireplace location, in that family room, just the place that our drafting team thinks it works the best without disturbing windows. Or other things like that. And then we do have a couple of back porch options here. So you've got the standard rear covered porch, a kind of smaller one. And then we also have the bigger one. So several options for you of changes you want to make. And this is typical of what you'll see on our plans. Like I mentioned, this is in our heritage series. As you get into our other series, we start adding things like the cathedral ceilings and a little bit more options on there.
What she said.
So yeah, lots of changes that you can make, and you're not limited just to the options that we have on our website, but it's a good place to start when you're kind of looking at the plans. We always recommend that you start with those because our drafting team has pre-vetted those options to make sure that everything is still going to work, that when you open your refrigerator, you can also open your oven. And just different things like that. Because if you've ever, I had a house where you could not open the oven and the dishwasher at the same time, like they were that close together. And I don't know why we had to so commonly do that, but it came up more than you would think.
There's too many cooks in the kitchen for sure.
Yes, generally speaking, I like only one person in the kitchen. Like I'm sure you guys can sense that control freak energy off of me. But yeah,
I can't imagine that.
It came up a lot. But yeah.
And we're over it.
Yeah, I'm clearly over it. It's fine. I have now trained them.
Awesome.
All right. Cool. So Rhonda is, I guess, asking, she's saying something about that she would like her taxes and insurance and payment included.
Yep. Yeah. So that's called servicing the loan, which is kind of a strange phrase, but the answer is yes. You can do that. In fact, anytime you have less than 20% equity, so 5, 10, 15, 19% equity, your taxes and insurance will be included in your payment automatically.
Okay.
On conventional loans, if you have 20% equity, in other words, if you have an 80% loan to value or less, 78% loan to value, 75, 79, you have the option in most cases to pay your taxes and your insurance one time a year when they're due. You don't have to include them in you don't have an escrow.
Okay.
That the exception to that is FHA. On FHA loans, doesn't matter how much equity you have, you will always they're always going to include your taxes and insurance, and also mortgage insurance. PMI or private mortgage insurance will always required on FHA loans, and required on any loans less than 20% equity. It is a sliding scale. So it's not a one price for everything. But all that to say, but if you want them in there, I'm sure the lender will do that and put them in there for you. That means that the lender pays, so you pay them every month, and then once a year when they are due, the lender pays them on your behalf. You do need to know that your closing costs will be a little bit more on something. Obviously, your payment will be more because it will include your property taxes divided by 12 and your homeowner's insurance divided by 12. Mm-hmm. But also your closing costs will be a little bit more because up front, when you go to close, when your house is finished, you go to close on it. If you are going to have your tax and insurance included in your monthly payment, most mortgage companies, well, all of them, are going to require somewhere between 3 months and 6 months of escrow or reserves.
Okay.
In an account, basically, it's your money they're putting in their account, so that if something happens or they get behind or something like that, there's a cushion. They got 3 to 6 months to figure it out. Okay. And have enough money in there to pay it. Or if you quit paying your payment for some reason, they've got 3 to 6 months of homeowners insurance and property taxes that are saved up that they can bring those things up to true before they start a foreclosure process. So just something to consider. It's not nothing bad, nothing evil, one way or the other. It's just you will have a little bit higher closing costs because let's say your taxes are, let's make an easy number for Eric, $6,000 a year. They won't be that low, but let's say that they are. So they're $6,000 a year, and your homeowner's insurance is $2,000 a year. That's $8,000 a year. Divide that by 12. That's what, 765, 650, something like that. So that $650 a month will be included in your payment. But they'll want 3 to 6 months of that number, right? So somewhere $2,000 to $3,600, depending on it will be added to your closing costs. So they can take that money and put it into an escrow account, and that's where they pay those taxes and insurance out of. Hope that's not too confusing.
Yep. I think that makes sense. And then anytime that changes over the years, if your, appraisal changes or your insurance payment changes, that number is going to be variable, and they'll change it. And
ideally,
in some cases can reach out to you to say, hey, we were under, so you need to cut me some additional money.
Have you ever had that happen to you? Because I had no people it has happened to.
Yes, that has happened to me. I'm also fortunate I've had it happen the other way too. I've had them say, hey, we took too much. And so we're going to pay less this month, but
that's lovely.
Usually that's not generally the scenario that happens.
Usually they call and say, hey, we're about $80
Dawn,
light.
We messed up.
For the last 7 months. So we need $560 like tomorrow.
The most notable was in this situation when it was a brand new house and they hadn't gotten back around to do the appraisal. So my empty land was like $50 and my house on the land was not $50. So, yeah. It was that. It was they were like, hey, there's a house. Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Very cool. Well, folks, obviously ask questions. Oh, we got Will. Give us a really cool comment.
We've got Will. Yeah.
Yep.
So Will's saying, hey from Klondike. Hope everyone is doing good with the rainy weather. Y'all have a safe and blessed week. Thank you, Will. And
thanks,
last Tilson Tuesday was his 3-year anniversary in his Tilson home. So that's awesome. Thanks for sharing that,
cool.
Will.
Thanks for
still tuning in and hanging out with us.
For sure.
And Rhonda says, thank you for all the information.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, it doesn't have to end here, right? But, ask more questions. We can answer all your questions while we are here. Questions about design, financing, construction, site preparation, anything you want to know. There's been great questions today. Very educational. Very educational. Do want to, we got a couple of things going on. So we'll do a last call for questions.
Yes.
But we also, there's some seminars I know coming up. So we're excited about some of those. We're getting very close to the completion on some of our new model homes. That's exciting.
Yeah, very exciting. So we've got 3 in-person seminars happening this weekend, and those are great. I encourage you guys to go out, even if you do, tune into the lives. It's nice to go out and meet everybody in person, see the models, and sit with other people who are going through the same stuff because they have great tips, just like they do here in the chat. But it's great tips. So we've got 3 seminars happening this weekend. We've got one in our Bernie office, one in our Waco office, and one in our Bryan office. So they are each doing a different topic. So just check it out. And see which one you would like to attend. So that is great. And we are coming up on completion of the Lone Star. So super excited about that. We may be sharing, if you guys are interested next week, we can show y'all, kind of walk you through the progress on those models and where we are with them. So
they don't like looking at pictures of new model homes.
They don't, particularly that house. It's not very pretty. It's not, it's the polar opposite of this house, but it's probably our biggest house that we built. But it is beautiful, and so I'm so excited that we are coming up on the finish for that, and we'll be planning the grand opening soon. So that's gonna be awesome.
Very nice. And doesn't have to end there, folks. Obviously, we have the website open 24/7 with new home specialists on standby to answer those high level questions that we got over and get you set up to see a sales consultant at any of our design centers, which are open 7 days a week. We got 12 of those around the state of Texas. They all got model homes for you to tour and go see and check out. Angleton has model homes to go see and check out. So
they're at a different stage, but it's good to be able to kind of get a look. They're in what I affectionately refer to as the ugly duckling stage at the moment, because I think they just finished cabinets and trim 1. So there, when you're looking at it going, this doesn't quite look right, because we're not done yet. We're not done yet.
That's right. Good time to go see one.
Yeah, good time to go see, and you can kind of set what's going to happen when you're in your build process. There are going to be points at which you're like, this doesn't look like because we're not done. We're not done. It's okay.
That's right. Let us finish.
Yeah.
But always stop and ask questions. I mean, we're not
Mhm.
perfect, so we do not get offended by you asking questions. Also, we got an Instagram page. We got a Facebook page. Great community of people you can interact with and mix it up with there. We got
Mhm.
a YouTube channel that has. I think that's like that might be Don's greatest work of art is the YouTube channel. So the
It's
website's good.
definitely full. It is full of stuff. There's
Yeah, a lot of content.
182 other ones of these. Yeah, lots of content.
Yeah, and very helpful. You can interact with us there. You can send messages through the website, message through Instagram, message through Facebook. You can comment on YouTube. We will engage really anywhere. We're very hard to not engage with, quite frankly.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
Anyway, do not let this be the last place you see us. We want to see you again. We'll be here again next week, of course. These weekly lives, we do them every single week with few exceptions. And we love hearing from you guys. So no matter what stage of the game you are in, we want to hear from you. We want to know if you're just thinking about it. We want to know if you've already been in the end process right now, or if you're like Will and you did this 3 years ago and you're closed and you're just kind of sharing your knowledge with people who are beginning their journey.
Mhm.
We got and people who've done this 30, 40 years ago have joined us at times. So oh, he's so too nice.
Yeah, Will's so sweet. He's saying he always enjoys getting a chance to watch and see others enjoy their Tilson homes and getting more info from Tilson on Tilson. So awesome.
That's us.
Thank you, Will.
That's why we're here. So
Yeah.
anyway, folks, come interact with us somewhere. Come see us at one of the design centers. Go to the website, get your questions answered there. Call in, talk to the home specialist, and we will see you here next week. And in between now and then, we really soon hope to make you part of the Tilson family. We'll see y'all later.
Bye, everybody.